This is going to be a big update, friends. We're going to be breaking some news on this video right at the beginning here. Some of the information you guys are providing here that the United States military is going to be moving forward, and the United States military has called up a lot of reserve cargo capacity for something. And we're going to connect some dots here and speculate a little bit about what may be going down in the next couple of days here. Big news out there for sure. We also have other updates from you guys. Angus ground beef recall. You're going to want to pay attention to that. A lot more rotten produce out there at stores and in gardens. Hash brown shortages cropping up at restaurants. And we're going to have a great tip for you as well about downloading maps. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your reports, and we're tying together with what's going on in the news. We want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people get out of stocks and bonds in their retirement portfolios into gold, silver, and platinum and other secure things. If you want to have get some more information from them, there'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, let me just read this email to you, and then we'll discuss what this looks like it means. Steve, I work for a large cargo airline. The civilian reserve air fleet has been activated. I spoke directly with a man who had just finished rescheduling the planes, which make our commitment to the government. Each plane we are obligated to send has been rerouted to go, and the company had to shift schedules to fill our normal routes with other aircraft. The government would only need such a large additional capacity if a huge logistical movement was necessary. It should start within 72 hours or earlier. That is the time allowed to respond on notification. Please do not use my name, which we're not. I could lose my job for discussing company activities without authorization. All right, let's first talk about what this is not. There are passenger liners, aircraft are also have reserves, right? Basically, most American flagged carriers, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, these airlines can have, the United States government can tap them on the shoulder and say, we need your aircraft. And then basically what they'll do is they'll take their aircraft and use their aircraft to ferry soldiers or whatever over to the Middle East or whatever. So when we did Desert Storm, American soldiers were taking U.S. Passenger planes over. Even during the War on Terror, both in Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of soldiers did find themselves on civilian airliners, at least for part of the trip. Because quite frankly, they're just more efficient than military planes. Military planes burn up a lot of fuel. They're expensive to maintain. They're designed to go into active war zones. Civilian planes are just more efficient. So Boeing 747s, 777s, all that kind of stuff, more efficient. So it's not talking about readying to ferry troops over. Now, there may have been a call to airliners to get those aircraft ready to go, but we don't have that in our hot hands just yet. This is a cargo airline. So they are looking to move a lot of materials. So imagine a passenger airline with its hold basically opened up, and it's basically just one big thing that you can put goods into. Now, what could they possibly be needing to move large amounts of stuff around in the next week? The only thing that I'm seeing on the news that seems to be happening right now that could explain this is that the United States has just given today, just yesterday, the ultimatum to the Houthis over in Yemen. They said, you need to stop shooting at ships or else we're going to come and do military actions against you. This is from the United States and its allies. So, with that ultimatum, we may need to resupply with bombs, missiles, other munitions, may need to get to our bases over in the Middle East very rapidly. And this call-up of cargo jets is not a warning. It's not like we may need your jets. It's we do need your jets. And so if they rescheduled and moved a bunch of cargo aircraft over to Defense Department use, that means they are getting ready to shuttle a whole bunch of stuff to somewhere. And it looks like over in China, things are quiet. Over in Taiwan, unless we get a major airlift or something like that of weapons or munitions to Taiwan, we are looking at probably this is going to the Middle East in order to either give a whole bunch more stuff to Israel, which is possible, or we're looking at resupplying our fleet over in the Red Sea area, maybe in Djibouti, or one of the other places that we have bases over there. Maybe we are going to rearm with weapons, missile systems. But it's in my mind, it might be possible for them to get some of the smaller weapons systems like missiles and bombs onto these civilian cargo jets. If that's the case, then if they're going to be moving ordnance, then they probably are going to have to put military pilots on board these aircraft. I don't know. If you have more information about what may be going on here, especially if you need to keep anonymous, just email me at poplarpreparedness@gmail.com and don't say anything more than you really need to, okay? We have an Angus ground beef recall from Illinois meat producer, which is called Valley Meats. And this is 7,000 pounds of ground beef due to E. coli contamination. That's Angus ground beef that is being recalled from Valley Meats. Check your stuff, make sure you don't have any of that or you didn't buy any of that. Lisa says, regarding the veggies in the Netherlands rotting from the inside out, Danny from Southern Farm Prepper channel did a test growing some in containers, raised beds, and in the ground. The ones in the ground did poorly. He concluded that we have more radiation coming up from the soil than before. It could also be stuff dropping from the sky. Definitely interesting stuff out there. Trying to connect the dots, but be aware that plants aren't behaving like they normally do. That's what we're seeing. Mary in Indiana, Pennsylvania. Our county property taxes increased by 16.3% for 2024. 3% inflation? My butt. 16.3% change to real estate taxes. Absolutely insane. Jake says, the Winco Distribution Center south of Roseburg, Oregon, had 6 truckloads of produce turned back. 6 truckloads of produce. They were moldy. All of the specials on fresh strawberries could not be honored. No berries of any kind. Got this from my buddy who works in produce. This is from Don in Long Island, New York. Do we still have people that are like-minded in New York? Okay. Hopefully you can make it out. I was in Aldi yesterday, and the butter, which was $1.99 just days ago, is now $3.39. $1.99 and boom, up to $3.39 with a limit of 6. This is for butter. A lot of you guys out there are commenting on how butter prices are going up dramatically. When I saw the big jump in price, I walked away without hesitation. Also, I was prescribed an antibiotic yesterday from the ER, which normally was no more than $3 or $4, was almost $60, and that was after the pharmacist told me they used their discount because my insurance didn't cover it. Texas says, tips I've learned recently that might help others. Dollar Tree has canned mackerel and sardines in brine that make high omega-3 fish cakes for a high-protein meal. Mix Parmesan cheese or flour with an egg as binder. I've been also using steel shot from Walmart in a slingshot for slaughtering our hogs instead of freedom seeds. So steel shot and a slingshot can be used to put down animals. Under 20 yards, they're just as nasty to show how one can defend themselves even versus hogs. Ashley says, in Central Oregon. I bought 3 20-pound bags of Botan Calrose rice from Walmart in August 2021 at $17.48 per bag. Today, it's $26.97. $17.48, $26.97. This is from Warm in Denmark. The goal is to stop outdoor photosynthesis towards indoor farming by government corporate control over all food systems, including your little garden. That's real. And that's what we've been saying here, is that they want to move away from big farms to industrialized farms. Farms that are more like manufacturing. If they can shove it all into a building, then they can control the output. Whereas when you have all these farmers who are out there doing their own thing, whenever they try to bring their globalist agendas in, suddenly the farmers are out there like they are in France right now, spraying manure all over the government offices. They don't like farmers doing that. They don't like them doing it in the Netherlands. They don't like them doing it in France. They don't like them doing it in the UK. They don't like them doing it here in the United States. Farmers are a little stubborn and a little bit, when they get pushed too far, they do push back. And that's why the globalist agenda doesn't like farmers. They're too hard to control. What they need is tech innovators that are producing food. That's what they want. Steve says, while watching your video, WV says, Steve, while watching your video, you were talking about the lack of beer sales and that people were maybe turning to other things to get their kicks. I don't know if others are seeing the commercials on YouTube, but daily we are getting a ton of mood-enhancing commercials there. At the end of the day, sales pitches for that. The stuff that's legal in some states, but not others. I don't do it, nor do I want to, but we sure do get a lot of sales pitches to try it. I guess the public isn't as sedated as the higher-ups want us, so they will advertise to get more of us more sedated. I prefer awake, alert, and aware. Thanks for all your updates daily. God bless you. Here's another point. Here is another point. If you're doing some of that, be aware that when you go and purchase a boomstick and there's that little question there, yeah, if you're doing the green stuff, you're not legally allowed to purchase a boomstick. You're not legally allowed to have a boomstick either. Think that one through. Think that one through. They may come and try to take yours because you're not legally allowed to have it because you're going to the dispensary or whatever. Be warned about that, friends. Janine says, I'm not saying that's the way it should be. I'm just saying that's what the federal laws are right now. Janine says, your update commented on declining beer consumption. Yes, I agree that it is a substitute, also talking about the same topic, right? But I've noticed a decline in social gatherings where it's a private party at somebody's house or a local pub. If you're hosting a private gathering in your own house, it's just way too expensive to provide everything from beer, munchies, chicken, potato chips, and even napkins and paper plates. What used to be a $100 party is now $175. When you need that money to cover food, insurance, car repairs, etc., there's just nothing left for a gathering. So maybe that's why beer purchases are down, is because people just are not throwing parties like they used to. I don't go to those type of parties. I don't know. I just never get invited to those type of parties. Not that I would want to, but if we're not having as many of these social events where people are kicking back them brewskis, that might also explain why the price is down. Because, people are afraid to gather together. And maybe they realize they don't like being around other people anymore because of what happened with the cough too. You want to hang out with your like-minded people. It used to be where most people in the United States would generally agree about a lot of things. Now it seems like we can't agree on anything. Derbs says, Alberta, Canada. Last night, we went through a popular fast food chain drive-through. There was a notice that said, because of supply chain issues, we have no hash browns available. Never seen that before. Lacey says, my cousins own the largest coin shop in the Kansas City area in Missouri. In the last week or so, they're having an unusual number of customers selling gold, silver, and jewelry in order to pay for their property taxes. Very sad. Desperate times are coming. Mark says, you can download Google Maps onto your phone, tablet, or laptop. That way you can still use Google Maps with GPS, even if the internet is down. You can even instruct it to update the downloaded maps every so often. I have it set for every 6 months. I have my state and all the surrounding states downloaded into my phone, and it really does not take up that much space. Important stuff out there, friends. Remember, Google Maps, you can zoom in and look at buildings. You can look at satellite photos of these areas. Super helpful information. If you can download all those maps onto your phone or download them onto a tablet that you don't use super regularly, and indeed, if your device is equipped with GPS, like a tablet or a phone, GPS will continue to work even when the internet is down. If you have no cell phone signal, the GPS still works. It's based off the satellites, right? I used that overseas when I was traveling around in Vietnam and across Southeast Asia and even India. I would have my phone that was offline. I did not have service in that country, and I didn't have Wi-Fi where I was, but yet I was tracking my little dot on my maps because it would tell me exactly where I was. It's just super helpful when you're getting a taxi, when you're getting on a train and you're kind of not sure how far away you are from the next station or where you are. Having that GPS really is helpful, even if you're offline. So there's some good tips for you. Thanks so much for watching. Please do keep your updates coming in. You can either comment directly on this channel, use the word update, and that'll get to the right place. Give us some sort of geographical location if you can. If you need to email me directly, once again, that's poplarpreparedness@gmail.com. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.